Have you ever witnessed someone seemingly become extremely successful overnight and ask yourself, how did they do this? Like, how is this even possible? I used to wonder the exact same thing, and I remember distinctively how I was having a conversation with one of my mentors about a specific person in the health and wellness space online that's very well known, and I was asking her, what do you think that this person did in order to all of a sudden blow up in this way? And if their claims are true, how is it possible that they've built such a profitable business for themselves? And my mentor replied to me with something that stuck with me to this very day. That's exactly what I want to teach you in this video. She said to me, Vanessa, this person has become so wildly successful because she has learned to expand her reality. Therefore, the result was that she became wildly famous, amassed a lot of wealth seemingly overnight, and works a lot less than others within this field and within this space. And this concept completely blew my mind. Through that, it finally clicked. I learned that success isn't just about hard work and discipline. Success is so much more. Of course, hard work and discipline are some key ingredients, but one of the main factors that a lot of us seem to be missing, and this is precisely what's holding you back from becoming an overnight success with little to no effort, and that is the ability to expand your reality. Allow for me to demonstrate this to you. So this would be you or I. A very long torso version of you or I, and this is the OG, all right? This is or let's call it OGR, your original reality. And the thing that wildly successful people have learned to do is they have learned to expand their reality. So think of your current reality as almost like a bubble, a boundary within which you move and exist, and you also operate within your business or your professional life. And when you expand your reality, when you learn to broaden this space, all of a sudden, we have all of this additional reality that we have formed, which is the expanded reality. I'll call it ER right here. So your expanded reality holds so much more potential for you to access a different type of life, for you to be successful overnight. And don't worry, we'll get into this in a lot more detail in this video. But from here on out, I want us to move forward understanding the fact that hard work does not equal success. Just think about it. If hard work were to equal success, then nurses, teachers, cleaning staff, construction workers, all of these people work extremely hard and extremely long hours, yet we don't see them on the cover of Forbes magazines. That's where we see entrepreneurs and people who stem from generational wealth, who have unlocked the secrets to success, who have understood that it's not about hard work. It is, however, about learning how to expand your reality and to live within these new possibilities that you have just created. The possibility of being successful beyond your wildest dreams. And the reason for this is because success is spiritual. Success is not rooted in manual labor whatsoever. And this, my gorgeous soul, has truly been one of the biggest and most important breakthroughs and moments of enlightenment on my entrepreneurial journey, as well as my manifestation formula creation quest, if you will, which is why I need to share this with you. My name is Vanessa Samina, and to date, I have self-published 6 books. I have created a 7-figure online business called Beau Life Switzerland, and I have helped thousands of people gain clarity and do the exact same thing. And this concept of becoming an overnight success with little to seemingly no effort that I'm about to explain to you within this video is a concept like you've never heard it before. So buckle up and let's go down the rabbit hole together. So firstly, before we go any deeper down the rabbit hole, make sure that you're writing this down and that you save this video to rewatch it later, because trust me, the information that you're about to receive is priceless. I need you to understand this all-important concept. In order to trick your mind into making you successful beyond your wildest dreams, you have to understand this one thing. You must learn how to take control of your own reality. That's step 1. And I'm about to show you how to do that. You guys know I'm quite picky with words, so I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when you learn to implement this, when you learn to live this way. There is absolutely no limit to how successful you can become. There will be no person or external circumstance that will be able to stop you from living your life exactly how you dream of living it. Sounds amazing and maybe a little too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, that's because you and I have been programmed to feel suspicious about solutions that seem too easy and straightforward to be true. Our suspicion about straightforward and easy solutions stems from a belief that you and I didn't even have the choice to make. It was simply planted into our brains. The belief that valuable outcomes. Let's make sure we're hitting every nail on its head. So the belief that valuable outcomes require significant struggle or adversity or complexity. Ever heard someone say to you, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is? Well, in today's class, I'm going to completely bust that myth to you, because often the solutions that are the easiest, the most straightforward and direct, are the most effective ones. Because they are simple and practical and sustainable is why they're so effective. If something is difficult and a pain to do, nobody would ever use that solution. And by embracing simple and straightforward solutions, we can embrace ease. We learn to embrace bypassing unnecessary hardship and just go straight from point A to point B to achieve our goals more effectively. Let's take as an example something I've got some experience in, growing on social media. It's not actually this complex, big secret that goes into growing a significant following on social media. I've done it on my main channel. I've got over 500,000 subscribers on the Vanessa Samaina channel. And that's where I want to help you to create and develop a new belief. Here we go, new belief, because that is extremely necessary, especially if you have been taught and repeatedly told from a young age up until whatever age you're at now that you have to work extremely hard, that it requires complex, difficult solutions in order for you to be successful. It is not true. It's simple and straightforward. All you need to do is be consistent. So what is required is consistency to be successful. However, consistency is only possible if it's simple. If it's gonna take you a week to produce one post, one reel, one YouTube video, you're probably not going to do it, or you're gonna skip a lot of weeks. So it can't be too challenging to complete. And then another thing that is required is you being analytical. So that means you post a bunch of content and then you go into analyzing what people liked, what worked, what gained traction. You review what you've done, and then you dig deeper on what you can tell is actually creating success. People wildly overestimate the intensity with which they think they need to show up, when it's actually just about simple consistency and showing up every single day. I like to call these little gold nuggets the little labors each day. Little labors. I think I spelled labors wrong. We do not need a U there. But there we go. It's the little labors each day in which the magic and the success lies. So now that we understand what actually creates success, we can ditch this old belief because it literally holds zero value, and it's just another reason for you to put off becoming successful, and it's just stopping you and making you superstitious of the new belief of just being consistent, analytical, and putting in the little labors each day. And quite frankly speaking, there is no reason to allow these perceived limitations to live rent-free in your head. These thoughts are not only tenants that don't pay rent, they're actually tenants that are prohibiting you from paying so much more than your rent. Because the eternal truth is actually what the English poet, printmaker, writer, and painter once said. It was William Blake who said, "What seems to be is to those to whom it seems to be." And I just want to write this down so we can really internalize this, because it simply holds so much validity. What seems to be is to those to whom it seems to be. Let that sink in. So why not let what is in your life be the fact that success is easy and natural to you? And that the truth is you are attracting more success with every breath that you take and every decision that you make. Why not allow that to be your truth? To decide, to make a decision to be successful. You are not ready for this. The origin of the word decide can be broken down as follows. In etymology, we've got the Latin root of the word decide. The word decide comes from the Latin root decidere. So up here, we've got decide, which comes from the Latin root decidere. And day, the means off or away. I know you guys are following. So next up, we've got sidere, right? So here we have sidere, which actually is spelled sidere like this. And sidere means to cut or to strike. So here we have it, my gorgeous ladies, gentlemen, jelly beans, and everybody in between. The Latin root of decidere with day meanings off or away, and sidere meaning to cut or to strike. Quite literally, decidere means to cut off all other possibilities or options. To decide is to focus on a single choice, like to decide that you are successful. So now that you have decided that you are successful and success is your natural birthright, allow me to put with you your action plan into motion right here and right now. And trust me, this plan is tried and proven and will actually lead you to success. This is not something that I developed or I came up with. This is a common trait of the wealthy and already successful. They work less and they earn more. And you're probably asking yourself how they do this. And I know that you are asking yourself this because in my last video where I explained to you how you can become wealthy, I asked you all to comment what wealth meant to you, whether that was health, whether that was an abundance of time, whether that was your soulmate, and an overwhelmingly large number of my gorgeous audience replied in the comment section, as I'm gonna put on the screen right here, all of your gorgeous comments, that to you, wealth is financial freedom. And I followed that up with a community post a couple days later where I let you all know that I heard you, I understand you, and I will make it my mission to ensure that my content allows you to get to the financial wealth that you desire so you can experience feeling wealthy and feeling free. Because I truly believe that each and every one of my beautiful viewers and subscribers, you deserve to be wealthy. You deserve to live the life that you desire. And I will now explain to you precisely how you unlock the secrets to becoming wealthy. So let's just make some space for our next chapter. So firstly, I want you to become aware of the fact that there are 3 types of income. 3 types of income. For one, we have ordinary income. So that is our first type of income right here. And if you've read any of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books, then some of these terms might be familiar to you. So this first type of income is income that you work hard for. This is your paycheck. This is anything that has to do with a raise, a bonus, or a commission, and you're basically trading your time for money. Then we have the second type of income, which is passive income. There we go, passive income as number 2. Generally, this is characterized as income that comes from owning real estate. But I don't want you to fear now that you have to already own real estate or that you need large sums of money in order for passive income to be part of your journey to wealth and success. Not at all, my gorgeous soul. Passive income can also be generated through royalties and patents, any type of intellectual property that is of value to the general public. Passive income also includes, for example, books, songs, online courses, poetry, anything that is of intellectual value. Literally, this first book and deck that I published in 2020, my Gentle Heart Tarot deck, all of you guys who are OGs will still remember this. This is classified as passive income. I make thousands every single month because this deck sells copies every single day without me having to lift a finger. I put all of the work in up front, and now it is simply generating passive income for me because this is my intellectual property. Literally, my Wild Muse Oracle deck, I published this years ago. It's a bestseller. It sells copies on autopilot every single day. This is an income generating asset that I have created for myself years ago that will continue to produce passive income for years to come. Also, my affiliates, $15,000 every single month in affiliate commission. It's a win-win-win. Let me explain this to you in detail because I want you to understand everything down to the T so you can apply this to your life as well. Win, win, win. We love this, don't we? Now, firstly, it is a win for my affiliates because Psychic CEO is my life's work. I've got over 400 modules within the membership. I do lives every Sunday, Q&As on manifestation, how to create the life that you desire, and literally my affiliates, they did not have to lift a finger. They did not have to create the course platform, the app that I'm developing. They did not have to learn any of the lessons that I learned. They did not have to come up with any of the original content that I have produced. They simply get paid because they know people who would love to be part of this network, who would greatly benefit from what I have to offer. And because my affiliates have already purchased from me, they're already members, and then they've created their affiliate link. They know what the space is about, they know its quality, and they can confidently have people sign up through their affiliate link and just cash a check month after month on a continuous basis. And obviously why this is a win for me is because my business and my membership space gets new members who already are going to love the space. I don't have to lift a finger. I simply give my affiliates a cut. So this is passive income because I have already created the space. And as they say in German, alle guten Dinge sind drei, which means all good things are three. I'm not sure if we even say that in the English language. But the third win is, of course, the new member, because this person who joins my membership platform has access to all of the classes that contain exactly what they want to learn to also create more passive income for them. Here go to more of my decks because that's exactly what I teach in Psychic CEO. So it is a win-win-win, because if you want to learn how to self-publish your own books the way I have, if you want to learn how to become a 5-star Etsy seller and sell anything from your handmade products to using vendors from the vendor list that I have put together to create even more value, you win, because at the end of the day, you are investing in yourself, understanding how to create this passive income for yourself. So as you can tell, this passive income topic is a hot one. There's so many different viewpoints from which we can look at it, and wealth is spiritual. Being broke does not make you more spiritual than if you are living an abundant life. I would say quite the opposite, because when you have mastered the art of becoming successful, that shows that you have more of a connection to your purpose, because when you're living in your purpose, you are not worried about just getting by or paying your bills. But anyways, you guys, that is another topic for another day. Let's close this off with the third type of income, which is portfolio income. So portfolio income typically exists in the form of paper assets, so stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. And most retirement accounts are based on future portfolio income. However, as you have maybe already suspected, in this particular video, we are going to be focusing on ordinary income and passive income. Because once you learn to take this leap from simply existing within ordinary income to the delayed gratification but extreme success and wealth that exists for you in passive income, that will change the trajectory of your life, and you can perhaps be the first one to pass down generational wealth and not just generational trauma. However, to outsmart your mind into making you wildly successful, you have to understand this very all-important concept. And this is where I need us to create a little bit of space for this concept. Your specific So here is our first building block, which consists of your specific relationship to your perceived ability to become successful. Don't worry, I will explain this all in just a moment. Hang on tight. That is what influences the... All right, so here we go. Understand that your specific relationship that you've got towards your perceived ability to become successful is what influences the depth in the belief of yourself that you're able to create. And we all have a different specific relationship of our perceived ability to become successful. Some of us have a relationship with our perceived ability to become successful that ends at a 7-figure business. For others, it's going from barista to billionaire. I'm just reading that book, by the way. Yes, it is a book title. The book so far is amazing. And that belief is what influences the depth of the belief in yourself, which of course, the deeper the core belief that you have within yourself, the more monumentally successful you are able to become. And thankfully, I want you to know that if right now you're not feeling that confident, or your belief in yourself, the depth of the belief in yourself is kind of like a kiddie pool, it's a little shallow, I want you to know that's great, because guess what? This is mutable. This is 100% changeable. That is what mutable means. In biology, mutable means an organism or some sort of virus that can undergo change if necessary, that can undergo change or mutation. Like, for example, a virus that can undergo change and mutation makes it very difficult for us to be able to develop a vaccine that is actually effective. In astrology and ancient times, it refers to these 3 different traits: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, which are associated with adaptability, flexibility, and change. But coming back to the depth of the belief that you have in yourself, I need you to understand that what you believe to be true for yourself, that which you create in your imagination, truly does shape and create your reality. Most of the conflict that you're currently experiencing in regard to the level of success that you've got in your life is all due to the lack of belief and imagination in you having the possibility of a completely different reality. By learning to control your imagination and wisely directing your feelings exactly where they belong, you can take hold of your reality and become successful beyond your wildest imagination. And I want you to know, I never imagined before I self-published 6 individual books, for example, that I would ever become an author. I mean, my English teacher in school told me that my English was terrible. This man gave me worse grades than people who could barely even speak 3 words in English. I never had that belief in myself. I had to create it. I had to take control of my imagination and say to myself, this can be done. And now I've created literally 6 individual income generating assets for myself that create the second type of income, which is passive income. All because I decided to put more energy into why I could, rather than putting my time and energy into finding reasons why I couldn't. Why would I be an accomplice to my own pain? Why would I be an accomplice to my own feelings of inadequacy? I decided not to partake in that. I opted out. And as we discussed earlier, the path to your success must not be complex. It is actually extremely simple. And we will embark on practicing the required mindset shift together right here and right now. That way you have no time to procrastinate this, you can't put it off to later, and you've already completed your practice for today and proven to yourself that it is easy for you to shift your mindset to becoming wildly successful. I'm about to share with you the 3 shifts that you must make in order to become extremely successful. Once I learned these 3 mindset shifts, everything changed for me. I became financially successful with ease. But another thing that happened is I also became physically more beautiful. Because think about it. Have you ever interacted with someone who is conventionally very attractive? They're hot, they're good looking. But as soon as you started speaking to them and you got all of that negative energy and a bad attitude that radiated from them, you found that all of the beauty that you perceived before you actually had a conversation with them, it just drained straight away. All of a sudden, they weren't that attractive or beautiful to you anymore. So if that can be true, then the opposite can be true as well. That you can become beautiful from the inside out. That through turning your internal landscape into a place of courage, bravery, beauty, strength, depending on what you desire. Because I know a lot of you are also guys who watch me on this channel, which is very different from my core audience in the more spiritual, esoteric kind of space. So whatever it is that you desire to be from the inside out, I am using the example of beauty. It can be strength, it could be courage, it could be a man who is certain of himself, a man who is truly confident and in his divine masculine energy. Just think about it. When you change the way that you think, your face becomes far more attractive because, for example, you've got a lot less frown lines because you're less agitated. You're not in an argumentative mood. You are focused on your success. You are minding your business, literally. So you don't have frown lines that are settling in because those are not the type of facial muscles that you're using. You look relaxed, you look youthful. Also, you will look less puffy because the cortisol levels within your body are dropping as you go out of fight or flight mode, and you allow for your parasympathetic nervous system to take over your rest and digest system and bring you into homeostasis, which is your personal point of balance. And with you having this relaxed, successful attitude, you become beautiful from the inside out because internal beauty makes you externally more attractive. But let's now move into these 3 important mindset shifts, shall we? Aside from the fact that I can already promise you this will change your life for the better. So let's make some space for our 3 simple steps. All right, number 1, focus your... So the first simple step for you to become extremely successful is to learn the habit of focusing your attention on the desired outcome, not your current reality. And I do this every day, all day. I literally, from the moment I wake up, I focus on the reality that I envision for myself. Yeah, I'm not yet waking up next to my dream spouse or dream soulmate. I'm not yet waking up in the home of my dreams, but I'm already envisioning that same feeling. When I'm driving around in my car, that was once my dream vehicle. Now I have a different vehicle that is on my vision board. And as I'm clutching the steering wheel, I'm visualizing my dream vehicle. I'm not visualizing with the car that I'm currently driving. I'm not even seeing that. I'm already feeling and thinking myself into my dream car. With my business, I'm already envisioning serving so many more people. Yeah, I started this Psychic CEO manifestation channel not long ago. Do I feel like I only have 25,000 subscribers? No. I am acting, envisioning, behaving as though I've already got millions of you who I'm able to help, support, and bring these important concepts to. I am behaving as though that which I desire is already here, because that is the only way you can bridge the gap between your current reality and the reality you desire. You have to become that which you desire, not thinking of it, but thinking from it and behaving from it. Number 2, learn to see opportunities. And I know to some, this may feel a little controversial, but hear me out. You learn to become extremely successful when you see opportunity in every challenging situation. Let's, for example, take our crisis in 2020. There were a lot of people who lost everything. There were a lot of losers. But there were also a lot of winners, which kind of stayed very quiet because it was during a time in which, of course, if you say you're winning, there's going to be a huge upheaval because a lot of people are focused on lack. A lot of people are focused on the challenges rather than trying to find opportunities in the challenges. Think about it. In 2020, during the lockdown, the reason for Bezos's monumental growth is because everyone was at home and there was a need for people to order things from the internet to their homes. So in this instance, someone won. A business greatly expanded and implemented a solution to a problem, or let's say their solution was already there and they were able to capitalize off of it. However, you, in a far smaller way, of course, could also see opportunity in this challenge. The opportunity during a lockdown would have maybe been to team up with local businesses to provide meal delivery services, for example. Also, starting off your business on social media, starting a YouTube channel, a podcast, an Instagram. Of course, everyone says, oh, it's too late now. People were saying that 5 years ago. When I started to take YouTube seriously. They said it 3 years ago that it's too late to join. They're saying it now. The market will always be quote unquote oversaturated, but there's also always people who are going to win. It's inevitable. Why wouldn't that be you? Another way you could have seized an opportunity was to serve people who were staying at home. For example, providing interior design services that would make their home so much more homey and beautiful so they could do more work in their homes and be more effective, productive, and therefore also earn more money. If you marketed to them in that way, why wouldn't people pay you for your interior design services or for your home decluttering and reorganization services? Simply go onto Google. There are scientific studies about how an organized home helps you be more productive and therefore earn more money. So imagine if you marketed to people, hey, I have a decluttering and home reorganization service, and on average, my clients spend 1 extra hour doing productive work per day because their newly revamped space allows them to do so. So if it's 1 hour per day, they work 5 days per week. For me, it would be 7 hours per week. Maybe for someone who takes weekends off, let's say it's 5 hours per week. Per month, if the month has 4 weeks, we've got 20 hours per month. Then times 12, so 20 times 12, 240 hours per year. Imagine if that person gets paid $100 per hour of extra productive work that they're able to do in their newly revamped and decluttered space. $100 times 240, they are making an additional $24,000 thanks to your decluttering service. You see what I did there? You see how you could have turned something that was a challenge into an opportunity, and then also communicate that in a way that people see the value in the solution that you have created. It's that simple. Pairing up, for example, with a local therapist, with a local nail technician, helping them to create a Shopify page. I built all of my web pages myself. I am not a web designer. I just figured it out. And there would probably be someone out here where you with zero expertise would pay you, or would have in that instance, to create, for example, a Shopify site for them. That's where I built my first store. Or, for example, a course site. I use Kajabi for that. And I will link these resources below because I'm sure some of you might actually still be interested in doing this or looking into it. Imagine a nail technician saying to you, sure, you built my website, I supply press-on nails because now people can come into my salon, and we split the profits of you having built the website, I'm supplying the nails, and now we're selling online. Or a therapist for whom you can develop a solution and all of a sudden they can take calls, continue their business from home, even though we are in this challenging situation where we cannot operate the way that we're used to. That is turning challenge, adversity into opportunity. And it's always possible regardless of the situation. You just need to be a little creative and a little resourceful. And remember, lack of resources, that is often what makes people the most resourceful. So I don't want to hear the excuses of, well, I don't know how to do X, Y, or Z. I don't have a lot of money to start this with. Neither did I. I am not a web developer. I am not someone who has worked in logistics. I am not a writer. I had $300 to my name when I started my online store. Trust me, it's all doable. The information is all out here in order for you to become successful, regardless of what your starting point is. And lastly, the third point is that you create success when you remain confident in yourself. When it gets tough, be happy. Remain confident in yourself. Let me tell you why. That is because right here, okay, so I'm gonna do this axis. So we've got time, and here we have level of difficulty. So let's say this is your progression. Be excited when things get tough, because let me tell you what, the higher the level of difficulty and the longer time you sustain still showing up when things are challenging, the more your competition drops. Because on this axis, with the increase of the level of difficulty, you will experience a decrease in people willing to stay strong and continuing to believe in themselves. And by you having an unshakable self-belief, an unshakable image of yourself, you are never going to fall off course. You will simply, as the level of difficulty increases over time and you become better at a higher level of difficulty, you are able to cope at a higher level of difficulty in business. When it comes to your physical health, your nutrition plan, you've got more details down, you've practiced the basics, now you can challenge yourself a little bit. You're counting macros, you're counting how many grams of protein you're eating, you're actually delving down into what landing pages people are buying from, what drives customers to your site, to your coaching business, to your online store. Once you have decided you're a success, no matter what you have done is you have actively set this law into motion, which is the law of assumption. Compared to the law of attraction, which is the most commonly known manifestation law, I would say, the law of assumption is based on you attracting the outcomes you desire by you deciding to be that which you desire. While the law of attraction focuses on attracting your desires, the law of assumption focuses on you being your desires. It's more internal and emphasizes your state of mind over any external efforts. So the law of assumption teaches you that you create your reality by assuming to be within the state of your desires already, by assuming the state of being that aligns with your desires. It assumes that by acting and feeling as though you already have what you desire, the universe and your subconscious mind will find ways to make that your 3D reality. So now, my gorgeous soul, be thankful. Be grateful. Start to be successful. And now you know you don't need a thing other than the right mindset in order to start this process. Feel thankful for your desires as though they're already yours. Gratitude amplifies your manifestation process. Remember to focus on adding passive income to your upcoming project list. And whatever you do, keep going. You are the creator of your own wildly successful life and reality. Thank you for being here. I love you so, so much. And for more content on how you can become more successful, check out these 2 videos right here, which I promise will help you to shift your entire reality. So I'll see you over there. Bye, guys.